Good evening. It's Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, and it's my pleasure and honor to be sitting with a World War II hero, Mr. John J. Jeckovich.
World War II hero, huh? Yeah, I'm a hero now.
No, you always have been a hero. How about it? 2 Bronze Stars, 1 Purple Heart, shot up by a sniper, bombed, but you still have shrapnel in your leg, frostbite, stabbed.
Lost a hip. I lost a hip.
Yeah, well, lost a hip, frostbite, trench foot. What the hell else could they have done to you? Yeah, you are a hero, but that generation will never admit it. By the way, we started off with 16,400,000 young men and women fighting in World War II. What a great generation. What an inspiration all. And now we're down to 16,300,000, 16 million? No, 16. We started out with 16,400,000. Now we're down to 15 million. We're down to less than 100,000, excuse me. All the rest are dead, either through old age or disease or killed during the war. So there's about 80,000 total World War II veterans left. However, in this category of Mr. Jeckovich, there's less than 6,000 left of combat fighters. There's less than 6,000 left of combat fighters. And we're losing them at a rate of $150 a day. So do the math. Yeah. Less than 6,000 left of the combat fighters of World War II. So how are you feeling today, Mr. Jeckovich?
Feeling very good. Feeling very good.
You're looking new. I can't keep up with your wardrobe. Every day it's something different. That's a beautiful red sweater that you got for Valentine's Day. That's only 10 days away. You look very nice and red and black. And
look at this one. This one just came in from...
What's this now?
This is from the Moore family from Pittsburg.
Okay, hold on a second. Jacket from the Moore family from Pittsburg, Pennsylvania. Okay. Do you know the Moore family? Hold it up, Mr. Jeckovich.
Wait a minute.
Do you know the Moore family?
Yeah.
Do you know the Moore family?
Moore family, no.
Here, hold it up, John. Hold it up.
Thank you, the Moore family from Pittsburg, Pennsylvania. He'll wear this probably in one evening coming up this week.
Yeah, hold it up.
It's going to get chilly.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now who's this?
This is from the Moore, M-O-O-R-E, Moore family from Pittsburg, Pennsylvania. We try to listen to your show at least 3 times a week. Our grandkids love it.
So they send this.
Yeah. And we'll put this with your hundreds of other sweaters and coats.
You gotta make the thank you things out.
Yeah, very much appreciated.
Very good, yeah.
Very much appreciated.
That's a nice color too.
It looks like really nice soft material for a cool Florida evening. That is beautiful. All right. Yeah, his grandkids and the family watch you about 2 or 3 times a week. The Moore family.
They learn about history.
Yeah. Wasn't your brother in Pittsburgh?
Huh?
Wasn't your brother in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
He lived in Pittsburgh, right? Your brother Steve.
Yeah.
Maybe they're related.
Yeah,
well, Pittsburgh is a big town.
Yeah. So your brother lived in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He was with PPG.
Pittsburgh played glass.
Oh, wow. It's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Well, we got this
These 2 kids, yeah.
read that, or look at it.
Hold that up, Mr. Jeckovich. This is a school project that Brantley Jeckovich, 10 years old, your great-grandson, wrote and presented to the classroom. I'll read it to you. This is written by a 10-year-old, Brantley Jeckovich. What a fine young boy. He's smart, too. He's smart. And he wants to be a magician, and he's doing quite well at it. But here's what he wrote. He brought it into his classmates today. This speech was created by Brantley Jeckovich. This is what happened to my great-grandpa, John J. Jeckovich, in World War II, and how he was a hero. See, here we go. I'm writing about him because I like to listen to his war stories and how he used to use different weapons. So here's another youngster listening to your war stories. So you have like about maybe 400.
Brantley Jeckovich.
You might have 450 podcasts, and you have a lot of youngsters that are learning about World War II and life, how it was simpler back then. Here we go. Let me finish reading it. During the war, Mr. Jeckovich was shot by a sniper in the shoulder, and he avoided death many other times. It was basically the prayers of his mother, a devout Roman Catholic, they got him out of that situation alive. Throughout the war, he used many different weapons. He was very young during the time of World War II. He was 18. He was 18. What's the code for a teenager?
Huh?
What's a military code for a teenager?
33.
33. Get those teenagers on the front line. He was 18, very strong, and ready to protect his country, which he did quite well. One other time when John got hurt in the war, it was when a German soldiers threw a bomb over his head. That's what a dirty bomb is. They have it loaded with razors and wrenches and scrap metal. And what happened then, it blew up and a huge piece of metal got stuck in his leg. That's actually called shrapnel, and it's still in his leg today. So if Mr. Jeckovich would go through an airport, through the metal detectors, all kinds of alarms will go off because he's got metal in his body. To this day, it is still there, and when it blew up, his partner, his combat partner who worked a heavy machine gun with him, next to him got his head blown off. The only thing left on his head were his glasses hanging from one ear. What a very bad sight. What a very bad sight. But that's the cruelty of war. Throughout the war, John used many weapons. He used a .30 caliber. It's written on the back too, Mr. Jeckovich. It's written on the back too. Throughout the war, John used many weapons. He used a .30 caliber machine gun, and when the guy got next to him, he had to pump water into the gun so it did not get too hot or overheat, and break the gun. So that means
they didn't pump water in the gun. They had water in the gun. That was water cooled. That was it.
Yeah, it was water cooled.
Yeah,
okay.
and they had to put antifreeze. That's so unfreeze. Yeah.
That's a good point. It was water cooled, and simply what would happen, it was the coldest winter of the Ardennes forest in Germany. It was like 30 below, so Mr. Jeckovich would cut a hole in a little pond, get the water, and they'd put a little antifreeze in it, so the water cooling the barrel. The cooling the barrel did not, it had to be a certain temperature. What happened when somebody grabbed the barrel?
Hot. They burned their hand.
What happened to the person?
Huh?
What happened
They
to
sent
you?
him home.
How bad was it?
Right down to the bone.
Right down to the bone. That's how red hot that barrel, bro. The next two guns I think are really cool. John used a bazooka and a flamethrower. In my opinion, those are the two coolest firearms he used. He used also a pistol, a .30 caliber M1 rifle, and the last one was a .40 caliber pistol. My great-grandpa has received 2 Bronze Stars as well as a Purple Heart. He was awarded the Purple Heart because he survived getting shot. When he and his partners first got recruited, they were called the Diaper Division because they were so young. But when they proved themselves, they were then called the Bulge Busters. Just put it right there. They were called the Bulge Busters. When all of this happened in 1942, John was just 18. At the age of 19, his rank was staff sergeant. When he was walking to go find another shelter, he came across a German soldier that was very young also.
In a culvert, yeah.
In a culvert. But tell us a little bit more about that. He had a drop on you, right?
He had a drop on me, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. He turned around and walked away.
And he knew he had his back towards you because when you two made eye contact and he had a drop on you, which he could have killed you on the spot.
Yeah.
And he just turned his back and kept on walking.
Now he was my age. If that was an SS guy, he would have shot me.
Yes, if it was an officer, an SS, they would have blew your brains out when they had the drop on you. But this young soldier was just like you, a fine young gentleman. He had the drop on you. He could have killed you instantly, but instead he smiled and walked away with his back towards you, and he knew you weren't going to put a bullet in him.
Yeah.
I hope that
we had a mutual agreement,
mutual agreement right then and there. I hope that young German soldier had a long and fruitful life. He certainly saved Mr. Jekovich's life. Let's see. When he was walking to go to find another shelter, he came across a German soldier that was young. They both stared at each other, but what should have ended in gunfire ended in both of them walking away with their lives. Wow, that's nice, yeah. I think that was a very special moment in my eyes because he could have lost his life. He wouldn't be here today, and it would be for this. And if it wasn't for the soldier, and I am very grateful that he is here today at 99 years old. Yes, Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100. And also, Brantley, you wouldn't be here today if he got shot in the head. He wouldn't be here today.
Who's that?
Brantley, I'm finishing up what he said. You wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that soldier. And I'm very thankful that he is here today at 99 years old. In conclusion, this is why I think my great-grandpa, John J. Jeckovich, is a hero. Boy, that boy knows how to write. 10 years old.
Who's that?
10 years old, Brantley wrote this thing. Brantley Jeckovich, your great-grandson.
Yeah.
What a fantastic little guy, and very smart.
Yeah.
So he made this up to bring to his school to teach or show the other students what it was like in World War II. So that was really wonderful. So that's a good payment for the 400 and some podcasts of people learning about World War II and understanding World War II and how times are simpler. It all comes out of the book by Mr. Jeckovich, Their Mother's Sons. How many pages is it?
849.
Okay. That's a big book. And I probably get 20 or 30 text messages a week, and where could they buy it?
They can't buy it.
No, the book isn't for sale. It's never been about money, never will be for sale or about money. This is just a way of Mr. Jeckovich sharing his life experiences about how simpler times were in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and about the World War II. It's a great thing to learn from a person that was actually there, and not from a book that someone wrote that was never in a war.
Yeah.
You have lots of people writing books.
Oh yeah, they're second-handers.
And a lot of them never been in a war.
Yeah, I know.
So this is a beautiful thing you're doing, Mr. Jeckovich. It's very time-consuming, but there's the payback right there. Miles and miles and smiles from a young kid like Brantley Jeckovich. It's so nice. It's so nice. Oh, and by the way, the original copy of Their Mother's Sons is in the World War II Museum in New Orleans.
As the original.
Yeah, the original. And Mr. Jeckovich, we're working on an AI booth for Mr. Jeckovich. It's very time-consuming and extremely expensive, $200,000 to $300,000, maybe $400,000. He'll be in the booth just like he is here 10, 15, 20 years from now, and we'll have the same movements and gestures and the same voice as he has now, and he'll be answering future questions from students. But right now, everyone has the real deal. No AI is needed. Here he is. Look at your screen. The real deal is here. This guy's mind is like a library. His father died at 43. Excuse me, at 43. His father died at 43. They took care of his mother since he's 11 years old. Since he's 11 years old. And to his mother's departure, when she was aged 89.
15 minutes.
And that's what the book is all about. It takes Mr. Jeckovich from caring for his mother from the beginning to the end of her life. The different jobs Mr. Jeckovich had. He delivered the Polish newspaper in Niagara Falls as a young boy.
Genus Lashinsky.
Well, what's it called?
Genus Lashinsky.
Did everyone pay you nice?
Huh?
Did everyone pay you on time?
Well, after a while, yeah, after a while.
But was there a little trouble in the beginning?
Yeah, 150 customers I had.
That's a big route.
Yeah.
All in Polish. All in Polish.
All in
right?
Polish, yeah.
So the Niagara Falls community was basically set up Polish on one side, Italian on the other. And they all got around. They all got along very well. So Mr. Jeckovich delivered the Polish newspaper. Did your mother get that paper?
Yeah. She was watching obituaries.
She read the obituaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you're knocking on a door on Saturday, everyone paid you, right?
Yeah.
That was good. But I know there was many people living in your neighborhood, let's say, that just came over from Poland or
Yeah.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
And they were good cooks. They would cook things like kishka,
Brains.
what?
Brains.
Brains. Did you go in and have dinners a lot? Did you go inside their house when you were delivering papers, and did you have dinner with them?
No, not usually because I was busy. I had 150 papers to deliver.
But it must have been delicious meals, right?
Oh, yeah.
What exactly is brains? I never had that.
Brains is from a human animal.
And were they
Well,
good?
they dressed it up. They put the stuff in it. They put eggs in it and everything else.
And what was your favorite Polish dish?
Stuffed cabbage.
And your mother did well.
Yeah.
And she later taught your wife.
Yeah, she was Delphine, yeah.
Was your wife came from a Polish family?
She couldn't cook.
Didn't her mother teach her?
No.
Because most mothers and daughters in Polish households are very close, and they teach the daughter
Well,
to
she
cook.
wasn't tell I told Delphine, teach Delphine how to cook.
So how long did it take Delphine to learn the trade?
About a month.
And then
Then
after
she's
that,
doing, then she's doing for weddings, not weddings, but Christmas and holidays, birthdays,
so
and
she,
every day.
so she did a lot of nice cooking after that.
Yeah,
And your mother taught her well.
yeah.
Wow. And then also Mr. Jeckovich worked at the movie theaters as a young boy, still in grammar school. You were called an usher.
You're not
A
sure.
lot of people don't even know what the hell an usher is. Tell us what an usher
Well,
is.
not sure that I worked at Hippodrome. I worked with the
Cataract?
no, I didn't work
Strand?
Cataract and Strand, and no, it wasn't Cataract and Strand. No. Well, I would go down and check the aisle, see how many empty seats there were, and I flashed my light, and if there was two flashes, they sent two people down.
Okay, so you gave the other usher above 2 flashes of your light. That means you got available seats.
Yeah.
So that tells me back in the day, those movie theaters must have been packed.
Well, it was Saturday and Sunday especially, yeah.
Packed?
Yeah.
And what kind of movies were on the screen?
Well, yeah, I know Clark Gable, I know Presto Tone, I know all the movie stars.
What was the second one you said? Clark Gable and what else?
Presto Tone. Presto
And
Tone lives in our
you
neighborhood.
worked at your house.
Yeah,
He lived in a big mansion on
on the
Buffalo
Rapids,
Avenue.
yeah.
And you took care of his house.
Yeah, my father and I did,
Your
yeah.
father and I, yeah, your father and you took care of his house. And he was the actor, and the father owned Carbrundum, which was a mega factory. Carbrundum,
Yeah,
a huge operation worldwide. And the father that owned Carbrundum got your father a job there.
Yeah.
Marion
Yeah.
Jeckovich. And then from there, the
I
puzzle.
gave my brother in there, Cornell.
Yeah, and then from there, the puzzle is pieces are getting together. And then you got your mother working at Carbrundum.
Yeah,
Let's finish up with that. And your mother worked in Carborundum so long, they practically had to drag her out of
Yeah,
there, right?
get her out of there. She's 89 years old. Get her out of there.
So, huh?
10 minutes.
So she wouldn't, your mother wouldn't leave.
No, well, she probably left. Yeah.
But she was in her 80s.
Yeah, they put the pressure on her. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in her 80s. And back in the day, being in your 80s when the life expectancy was like 45 or 50, that's like 150 today. And your mother wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah.
But here's the pieces of the puzzle getting a little bit closer. That big old mansion that you worked on Buffalo Avenue, and boy, was it a mansion. And behind it was the actual rapids, was the actual base of the falls, where the falls would drop.
Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful scent of the water.
Yeah.
What a beautiful view of the actual falls within 100 yards away. And Canada too. And so not only did the owner of Carborundum, the Megler factory, get your dad a job, he got your mother a job, and then the
She
son.
got JK into school.
Yeah, well then, wait, and then his son went to Cornell, and they got your brother Stevie into Cornell.
Yeah.
What a beautiful trip. And what kind of work did you do at this mansion?
Where? Well, we put up storm windows, put screens up. We did a fruit salad out. My father and I did a fruit salad downstairs for him.
Didn't you, his daughter was named Sally.
Yeah.
Didn't you one time build a big, huge dollhouse?
We didn't build. It wasn't my daughter. It was the Bright's daughter.
No, his daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. I put a big dollhouse in front of her, behind the house.
Yeah. And describe to us the details of this mansion, all the custom woodwork and everything. Tell us how.
Oh, in the house? Or
Yeah, inside the house.
Well, they lived in a real exclusive neighborhood. Yeah. It was all trim, and everything else.
What? Tell me the name one more time. Who it was?
Huh?
Tell me the name of who it was one more time. Francia Tone. Okay, and that's a mega house, and it was right on the water. Now, that address, by the way, is 151 Buffalo Avenue. 151 Buffalo Avenue. And sometime in the beginning of 1960, the property was sold. I imagine they were all gone, they're all deceased. And that beautiful piece of property today is called the Parkway Apartments. I think they're like 15 or 16 stories. It must have great functional obsolescence due to the fact that it's 60 years old, but that took the place of the mansion.
Yeah.
Besides the Parkway Apartments, which probably have low ceilings and tiny kitchens and
Had porcelain.
really outdated, but besides that, that whole strip was nothing but mansions, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
How is it today?
Probably migrants live there now.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All slums.
Yeah. So let's talk about this a little bit more. You lived your entire life at 3063 Orleans Avenue,
Right.
Niagara Falls, New York, 14303. You did work from top to bottom, sideways, underneath the house. You were constantly building it. Put on a mansard roof, sidewalks, changed out the heating system. Most of it was at your mother's direction, right?
Yeah.
She was telling you.
No, she wouldn't tell me. I just did the work.
I know, but
I had at that time I had the laundromat too, and she said, "You do spend all your time at the laundromat." And so I had to go back and do some work for her.
So she didn't want you working at the laundromat.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich owned the laundromat, but if anyone came in that he knew, what'd you tell him? If anyone came into the laundromat and seen you working in there, you didn't tell them this is my job. I work for extra job. For extra money.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Jeckovich, when he was an adult and married Delphine Stulak, he had 35 years at Kimberly-Clark, papermaker, snowplow business, construction remodeling business, the laundromat, And what am I missing? Laundromat.
Well, we put up a lot of wallpaper.
Oh, yeah. So, interesting fact was, when your mother,
And we put a lot of fans up,
yeah, all those type of things. But his mother always had a big, long list for him.
Yeah.
Like, you had all these jobs, and she still gave you a list.
Yeah.
But the most interesting story here is when Mr. Jeckovich survived World War II, and after all this 4 years out, beat up, shot, stabbed, he finally made it home. And what was your first couple hours at home like?
Well, there was nobody home. I knew where the key was. The key was over the milk box outside the house. I opened the door, went in the refrigerator, and the guy had a glass of, a bottle of orange juice, so I drank it. And then my mother came in and said, "You drank my orange juice."
Minutes, please. And then what happened next? She gave you a list of things to do? She had a list of things?
Well, no, because I was spending my time at the laundromat, and she said, "You got to do some stuff here," and I had to separate both of them. I had to do both things.
So you're on the go. You were just like your father. Your father was on the go.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Jeckovich's father came from a horrible small factory town in the Russian front. When you worked 20 hours a day, that was the normal thing. 7 days a week, and you were in very bad shape because you didn't have no time to rest. So Mr. Jeckovich's father came the legal way to the country through Ellis Island. He did everything proper. And he did all this because he wanted
He was a citizen of the United States.
He was a legitimate citizen. And he did all this to give his son a better life. And he worked so hard that, at 43 years old, he was laying out cement, and he just dropped over dead right into cement.
Yeah.
And Mr. Jeckovich was like 11 or 12 at the time. And tell us how that went. How did you find out your father was dead?
Well, at 8 o'clock at night, the police knocked on the door and said, "Your father got hurt, we want to take you to the hospital."
Right.
So they drove me down, let me in, and I went in.
Okay, so the police dropped you at the front door of the hospital. You walked in, you asked the reception, "Where's my father?"
Yeah.
Marion Jeckovich, and you thought you were going up. Instead, what happened?
She said, I'll take you downstairs."
And what was downstairs?
Well, my father was dead.
That was the morgue.
Yeah.
And what did they tell 11 or 12-year-old boy to do?
Just go through his pockets.
And when you went through your father's pockets, when he's laying there dead, what did you find?
Well, can of Prince Albert tobacco, the papers that they rolled it in.
They rolled their own cigarettes.
And there was some matches, a couple quarters and a dime, the keys for the house.
And was your father's eyes closed?
His eyes were closed, yeah. My father didn't wear glasses either.
But his eyes were closed. And then, did he have cement on different parts of his body?
Well, he had a drip here and a drip there, some on his pants. He was splattered with cement, no.
Yeah. So that was, and then how did you get home from the hospital?
Minute and a half.
How did I get home from the hospital?
Yeah.
I called Sally, she drove me home.
Picked you up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jeckovich's father, Marion Jeckovich, came to make him a better life, and apparently so, because Mr. Jeckovich has been doing quite well and retired for over 40 years. No trouble one way or the other. He's got a good, simple existence, but his mind is like a library. He knows a little bit about everything, and so anyone wants any advice, text him, Mr. Jeckovich, at 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. Did you like the beautiful letter that your great-grandson...
Oh, yeah.
Brantley's a great guy.
Yeah.
We're going to probably have another one in the books about 10 seconds, so wave to Brantley and tell him good night. Brantley.
Yeah.
Brantley. Yeah, good night, Brantley.
Brantley.
Yeah, he's a great kid. Seconds?
24.
So we got another one in the books. What would you want to do now?
Watch Trump.
Okay. Seconds?
15. Sounds like a winner. We'll pick this up tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do I do?
What do you want to do? I'll put it on for you. What do
Yeah.
you want to watch?
Well,
No, we're done reading. We got our own studio time in. So what do you want to watch TV?